Buckle up, explorers. We're about to dive into the most epic, unsolved mystery on our very own planet, the fabled lost city of Atlantis. But where do we start? It all begins with one of history's greatest thinkers, ancient Greek philosopher Plato. He shared a thrilling tale in his dialogues, a story of an incredibly advanced and successful civilization that was said to have thrived around 11,000 years ago, or roughly 9,000 years before he even existed. Can you believe it? This mind-boggling narrative has captivated us for centuries, leaving behind a trail of questions and sparking our imagination about what really lies beneath the surface of our own planet. Get ready to rewrite history. We've been obsessed with uncovering the secrets of Atlantis for centuries, but so far, all we have are myths and legends. That is, until a groundbreaking discovery in Egypt just blew the lid off, concrete evidence that this fabled city might actually be real. In today's video, we'll dive into what archaeologists found and how it completely flips our understanding of Atlantis, its mysterious disappearance, and what really happened beneath the waves. Get ready to dive into one of history's greatest mysteries, the lost city of Atlantis. Plato said this fabled place was situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, a name that points straight to the narrow and mighty Strait of Gibraltar. For centuries, people have been trying to uncover the exact location of Atlantis, but, surprisingly, no one has nailed it yet, leaving us with a tantalizing enigma to unravel. Get ready to dive into the ultimate mythic metropolis, Atlantis. This legendary city was way more than just a pretty face. It was a technological powerhouse with incredible achievements in mind-blowing architecture, engineering feats that would put modern marvels to shame, and a governance system that was ahead of its time. And at the top of this super society, a line of powerful kings who ruled over massive territories, wielding their influence like pros. Imagine a society so advanced, their daily lives ran smoother than ours do now. That's how Plato described Atlantis in ancient times. The people of this mythical land had such an organized system that everything from their tools to city operations were top-notch. But, just as things seemed perfect, disaster struck and the whole civilization met its demise, disappearing beneath the waves forever. Buckle up, history detectives. The legendary tale of Atlantis has been told and retold in many ways, but one thing remains constant: a city got wiped off the map and it was never seen again. Now, the story didn't just magically appear, it was passed down to us through the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. He claimed his ancestor, Solon, an influential Athenian leader, shared this epic account around 800 years ago. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. Let's dive into one of history's most epic tales, the legend of Atlantis. According to ancient Greek records, it all began when a wise statesman named Solon took an unforgettable journey to Egypt. That's where he met some super knowledgeable Egyptian priests who were like, "Hey Solon, you want to hear about this legendary place called Atlantis?" And here's the crazy part: these priests traced the story of Atlantis back over 9,000 years before Solon even stepped foot in their land. Let's dive into how this ancient tale made its way to us. The story goes that it was first shared by an Egyptian priest with a wise Greek named Solon, who was known for his justice and fairness. Then, Plato picked up the story from his own grandfather, Critias. But here's the amazing part: Critias was actually a direct descendant of none other than Solon himself. Let's not dismiss this story right away. There might be more to it than meets the eye. We've all heard those tales that seem too wild to be true. But what if they're actually based in reality? Think about it. Can we really ignore evidence just because our minds struggle with the idea? Take the bizarre underwater world of the ocean floor, for instance. Explorers have stumbled upon enigmatic holes hidden almost 2 miles beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. Imagine a spot way out at sea, about 30 kilometers north of the beautiful Azores Islands. It's actually pretty close to an underwater volcano, which might give you some idea how wild and untouched this place is. Here's where things get really cool. There are hundreds of circular holes in the seafloor, lined up like a grid on a map, each one spaced out from its neighbors at roughly the same distance. Scientists have noticed that these holes follow a specific pattern, not randomly scattered all over the place. And if you look closely, each hole is surrounded by teeny tiny hills of sediment, almost like a little crater scene. Fasten your seatbelts. We're diving into something mysterious. These massive holes aren't just any ordinary cavities. Their enormous size hints at a non-human force being involved. The sheer scale of the impact suggests that whatever made these craters didn't rely on human strength or digging skills. It's clear no one could have physically created such an immense hole, especially not when considering the depth and complexity seen in these formations. But here's the thing: the truth might not be so straightforward. While some scientists think these mysterious holes are linked to Mother Nature, others propose they're part of something much grander. Could these underwater formations have been created by natural cracks in the seafloor? Or were they shaped by powerful tectonic forces that reshaped our planet's surface over millions of years? The theories are endless. Get ready to dive into some serious geological action. When tectonic plates are either pulling apart or smashing together under the ocean's surface, something wild happens. Submarine volcanoes erupt. Magma shoots out onto the seafloor, building towering underwater mountains called seamounts and volcanic ridges. This intense volcanic activity doesn't just create new landforms, it also piles on the pressure in the surrounding seafloor, setting off a chain reaction of tectonic tension that can have major consequences. Get ready to dive into some serious geological awesomeness. The dance of tectonic plates isn't just causing volcanic eruptions, it's also reshaping our ocean floor. As these giant puzzle pieces move around, they create stress that makes the seafloor crust deform and crack. Kind of like what happens when you drop a cookie and it breaks in two. Get ready to explore the uncharted territories beneath the waves. As tectonic forces unleash their power, they carve out an epic landscape on the ocean floor. Ridges rise like underwater mountain ranges, rifts split apart like giant cracks, and fault lines weave a complex web of fractures, all telling the story of the intense movement that's been shaping our planet for millions of years. Imagine the ocean floor as a massive puzzle constantly shifting. That's what happens with tectonic plate movement. This powerful force can lead to some mind-blowing formations, like seafloor cracks. These deep fissures aren't just random tears, they're often the result of intense pressure and geological processes. And guess what? They might be connected to those mysterious holes we've been exploring. Could it be that tectonic activity and volcanic action under the waves are creating these enigmatic pits? Buckle up, because scientists are taking a deep dive into the ocean's secrets. They're using cool tools like geological surveys, seafloor mapping, and analyzing seismic waves to see if these mysterious holes line up with natural formations like underwater cracks or fissures. The ultimate goal: to uncover the truth about whether the legendary lost city of Atlantis might be hiding in plain sight beneath the waves. Imagine unearthing secrets from over 500 years ago. That's exactly what Spanish archaeologists did when they discovered statues that have many people wondering. Could they be from the legendary lost city of Atlantis, or the lesser-known, but equally fascinating Tartessos? This ancient civilization was thriving in southern Iberia, leaving behind a mysterious legacy. Get ready to explore one of the world's most iconic waterways. Imagine a narrow passage that splits two massive bodies of water, the mighty Atlantic Ocean and the historic Mediterranean Sea. This incredible route is called the Strait of Gibraltar, also famously known as the Pillars of Hercules. Two mighty headlands stand side by side, the legendary Rock of Gibraltar in Europe and Jebel Musa in Morocco, Africa, and together they form a natural border between these two incredible oceans. Buckle up, history buffs. The legend of Atlantis is rooted deep in the works of ancient Greek philosopher Plato, specifically his thought-provoking dialogues Timaeus and Critias. This means our entire narrative about a lost world might actually be centered around one epic story, not multiple locations. Let's dive into what happens next to uncover more secrets. Get ready to dive into ancient history. Frank Gaudio's incredible team has just unearthed some mind-blowing treasures from Heraclean. We're talking glittering gold jewelry, fancy silver plates, and a seriously cool jade symbol carved from lapis lazuli blue gemstone. But wait, there's more. They've also found an out-of-this-world pouring device shaped like a duck, because who doesn't love a quacky mystery? And if that weren't enough, they dug up a very curious ceramic hand sticking out of the sand. Talk about a grip on history. Imagine a bustling metropolis right on the shores of the Mediterranean back in ancient times, with ships from all over coming to exchange goods. This is what Heraclean looked like before Alexander the Great transformed the game by founding Alexandria in 331 BC. This city was so legendary that people started drawing comparisons to Atlantis, and for good reason. It served as a major hub for trade and held a lot of spiritual significance due to its stunning Temple of Amun. Get ready to dive back in time. Around 800 years ago, Heraclean was thriving, but Mother Nature had other plans. This ancient city faced some serious disasters like massive earthquakes and destructive tsunamis before slowly disappearing into the Mediterranean Sea around the same era it first emerged, the 8th century AD. Today, its hidden treasures lie just 2 miles off Egypt's vibrant coast near historic Alexandria, waiting to be uncovered. Get ready for some serious archaeology awesomeness. In 2000, Frank Gaudio's team made an incredible discovery, and we're talking about a city that was lost to time. This July, they went back in with shovels and brushes, digging into the South Canal of this ancient place. And what did they find? Remains of an enormous temple. Talk about massive. Dedicated entirely to the mighty god Amun. Buckle up, history detectives. We've got a blast from the past that's literally explosive awe. The dig uncovered massive stone temple blocks smashed during an earth-shaking event in 2nd century BC. But the real treasure lies east of the Amun Temple, where we found a Greek heaven dedicated to Aphrodite. This ancient hotspot is loaded with treasures like bronze and ceramic gems, including a seriously quirky duck-shaped relic that's giving us all the feels. The discovery of ancient Greek sanctuaries and artifacts is a clear sign that Heraclean was trading heavily with Greece back in the day. You might be surprised to know Greeks were actually welcomed into the city, allowed to establish themselves and even trade during Egypt's Cid dynasty pharaoh's reign. And get this, scientists are now using super cool new tools to scan beneath layers of clay, uncovering hidden cavities and treasures that have been buried for centuries. Get ready for this. While diving deep in search of artifacts, they stumbled upon something even more mind-blowing. Instead of just some old relics, they found what could be the actual pathway to one of history's greatest mysteries, Atlantis itself. On board the high-tech vessel EV Nautilus, a team of oceanographers made an astonishing discovery: a remarkably well-preserved brick road buried at the bottom of the sea near Nutka Seamounts Peak, as if time itself had stood still. Imagine charting unexplored territory on land but underwater. That's exactly what's happening in the Papahana Mokweke Marine National Monument. During the Lua Hikikakumu expedition, scientists dove into this vast submarine mountain range, a hidden world waiting to be uncovered. With only 3% of it mapped so far, they're literally blazing trails on the ocean floor. Get ready for this mind-blowing fact: the brick road you're seeing is actually a hyaloclastite born from volcanic chaos. This rock superstar formed when massive eruptions spat out hot rock fragments that splashed onto the ocean floor. Talk about an explosive entry to Earth's crust. As more eruptions rocked this underwater scene, the intense heat and cooling stress created those striking 90-degree fractures, giving us our brick-like pattern. The NOAA's got a thrilling mission underway. They're diving deep into the northwestern Hawaiian Islands to crack open the secrets of its geological mysteries. But it's not just about uncovering ancient rocks and coral reefs. They also want to unlock the hidden world of marine ecosystems that call these islands home, revealing the delicate balance between land and sea. We're diving into the formation secrets of the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, and to do so, scientists are mapping out the incredible underwater terrain. They're exploring volcanic formations, examining geological features, and discovering what lies beneath the waves in the Papahana Mokia Marine National Monument. By studying these unique landscapes, researchers aim to unlock the mysteries of how this island chain was born and shaped over time by powerful geological processes. Let's dive into one of the coolest parts of this mission, exploring the secret cities hidden beneath the waves. We're talking about coral and sponge communities in this amazing region. But here's the thing: coral reefs around the world are under serious threat from climate change, acid oceans, and trash pollution. That's why it's super important for us to learn everything we can about these underwater neighborhoods, their health, how they work, and what makes them tick. By doing so, scientists can create a plan to protect and save these incredible ecosystems for future generations. Uncovering the secrets of coral and sponge cities within the Papahana Mokukia Marine National Monument, we're not just talking about pretty underwater landscapes. This is a key to understanding the overall heartbeat of these marine ecosystems. By studying these communities, scientists can give the area a checkup and figure out what's working well and where they might need to step in with some conservation action. Imagine stumbling upon the ultimate treasure hunt puzzle, where every piece of evidence is a crucial clue leading us closer to uncovering the secrets of the legendary lost city of Atlantis. If researchers have indeed discovered proof that's connected to this mystical place, could all these fragments be the missing links we need to pinpoint its exact location? Let's dive into the possibilities. Is it truly feasible to track down the remnants of a civilization that may have been swallowed by time and the seas?